Welcome to this timeless mandala oracle reading. We're going to bring in some crystal energy as well, so it'll be the crystal mandala oracle reading. I got 3 decks of crystal cards: liquid crystal, eternal crystal, and the crystal deck. And then we have an oracle, fairy oracles, and animal spirit, which is really the medicine cards. Then we have the Journey with Nicole mandala cards. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, because all of that really helps me and I appreciate it very much. So let's go ahead and get started here. I already shuffled. I'm going to do one more cut here. Okay. Motivation. Rainbow. Inspiration. Gratitude. Love it, love it, love it. Being soft. Propel, kind of goes with the motivation. And then blossom. I love it. I'm going to put this one right here. So I see it's been a little tough to be motivated because there's been some kind of big storm that you've gone through. This rainbow is the rainbow at the end of the storm. So you've just recently come through something very difficult and challenging, and it's hard to get motivated to do much of anything, really. But it looks like there's inspiration right here on the near horizon. Don't be hesitant about your ideas that are going to come to you now that you've gone through this storm area here. You're going to see things differently that you didn't see before, and so your inspiring ideas are going to be a tad bit different than they've been before. I'm going to go ahead and read the inspiration. Let your inspiring ideas flow. It is okay that some or even all seem silly. One idea turns to the next, and that turns into something better and bigger. Be nice to your inspiring ideas. Don't put them down. Be grateful for your imagination. How boring this life would be without the ability to create our own world. And the fact that the gratitude card came up right after the inspiration in saying that makes me think that you need to be a little more grateful for your inspiring ideas and your endeavors. It's almost like you take yourself for granted, and you don't give yourself enough credit for the amazing things that you are able to come up with, and the ideas, and you're very I don't mean inspiring in that way, but you're bubbling over. That's a good word. Bubbling over with tons of creative expression ideas, but kind of on a business line, it looks like, or on the business realm. It does look like with the Be Soft card here, it usually indicates that we're being a little too harsh with others, and we need to soften our approach a little bit, and not be so blunt, basically. So the Propel card kind of goes with the motivation, but the motivation is the driving force behind the action, and the Propel is the action. So you have the inspiration, the motivation, and the Propel all in one. So it's pretty clear that there's going to be something that really blooms from this and comes out of this, because you have the rainbow and the blossom. So it looks like it's been a little tough, and that's probably why you need to be a little soft on yourself too, because this situation seemed to be kind of harsh, like a lot of harshness around it in this storm that you just went through. And This is about bringing it back to a softness and an appreciation on a gratitude level, and being able to let it flourish and come out of the murky waters. The Blossom card says, just as a lotus flower blooms out of the murky water, so too can our spirits bloom from the depth of our fears. And the quote is, the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. So now that we've gone through this big storm here, and we have seen the rainbow, and we know that we've got these wonderful, inspiring ideas, and we're grateful for our ideas, and we're going to be a little easier on ourselves and allow the process to go through. But we have to do the action, and once we do that action, something beautiful is going to flourish. And I really feel that this is like the rainbow card, that it's murky water, storm, and now it's blossom and rainbow. It's the same thing. It's something has just really happened, or something really, kind of major has just happened. And so now you're able to rise above it. There's no question. And the key really is the gratitude. Having the gratitude for everything is what's going to keep everything in balance and alignment. Let's go ahead and see. I don't see a lot of healing that is needed from this storm or these murky waters. So it makes me think that it wasn't necessarily a traumatic thing as much as it was a major thing, but not traumatic in itself. But let's see what liquid crystal energy comes out. Larimar. Oh, look, I have Larimar right here. Look at that. Larimar. It's like the ocean. It's all peaceful and beautiful, and this does say it's about service. So your inspiring ideas. I'm going to put the Larimar right there. The inspiring. If you've seen my other some of my other readings, you know how much I love Larimar. It's my connection to water and peace and tranquility and trying to make sense of it all type feeling. So, but I do know in the Liquid Crystal book, it is about being called to help others and service. And maybe that's where the inspiring idea has to do with something like that. And maybe you're not so quite sure about that approach. Let's pull one more crystal, and then we're going to look in the Liquid Crystal book and see what we got going on here. Rose quartz. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I don't have, you see all the crystals that are on my table right now are here. With the exception, I had the Larimar off to the side, and then I have a solar plexus crystal off to the side. But you can see I only have crystals, like quartz crystals, and then I've got my 2 rose quartz. And actually, I very rarely pull the rose quartz crystal deck crystal from this deck. So I am going to read it because I don't think I've worked with it that much in this liquid crystal deck. So Larimar for service, rose quartz for forgiveness, and of course my interpretation of love, rose quartz is all about love. Love, love, love. And I always think of rose quartz when I see the Be Soft. The Be Soft. Let me pull my book real quick. And we're going to look up Larimar real quick, because I have a feeling there's something in there for us. Just hang tight with me. Let's see. Larimar. Wherever Larimar goes, there is always a need for healing. So didn't I just say it's kind of interesting? It doesn't look like there's any real major heart chakra healing that's needed, but that obviously has changed. So there we go. There's always a need for you. The exciting thing is that she usually represents the last stage in the healing process, when one calls upon what they have learned to help others. Yes. If Larimar has entered your life today, you are being called into service. A person, animal, plant, or even the self needs your ability to heal. Larimar reminds us we all have the gift of healing, though its path is infinitely different for each of us. Often the act of healing is simply being the best that we can be at something and delivering via the avenue into the world. Often a bank teller living in truth, acceptance, peace, harmony, and love will be a better facilitator in healing than a spiritual healer or doctor. So anyway, I'll just keep going. There's one more part I want to give here. Larimar also enters one's life when there's a need to visit the ocean. Yeah, see? So the affirmation is, my journey is my gift to the world. So this storm that you went through, this murky water that you went through, actually is going to be your motivating and inspirational force behind this action that you're going to take, where you're going to be able to help someone else through this situation. And like the book said, it could be one animal, it could be the whole world, it could be one person. But regardless, this murky water situation, this storm has motivated you to come up with a little bit of different inspiring ideas, but you're full of gratitude for making it through the storm. You're going to be soft in your approach. You're going to take the action. You're going to blossom into, no more staying tight in the bud. You're being called to service. And then we're going to look at the rose. Oh, and your animal totem for Larimar is beluga whale. But we're going to look up rose quartz. Most people know what rose quartz is, and it relates. Most people have a feeling of what it relates to them anyway. But we're going to read the book here, because it's about forgiveness. For many people, this is the first crystal they ever received or purchased for themselves. Thus, it rarely needs an introduction. See, that's what I was just saying. Rose quartz is a pink variety of the quartz family and can display perfect clarity, although rare and expensive, may form a beautiful terminated crystals. Its abundance in the world shows its importance with humanity and our need for its powerful healing qualities. It surprises many people that energetically rose quartz holds a blue frequency rather than a pink that appears to the physical eye. The action of the stone, however, shows us the presence of a blue ray, for it is the stone of forgiveness, a journey that cannot be taken without truthful expression. The heart and throat united as one. Forgiveness is a journey of truth, grace, and higher peace within self, which spills out into the world around us through love filled with right action, right? But it all starts with self-love. Over time, rose quartz can lead one to understand the infinite nature of the open heart and that all can be healed. So let me just look through here real quick and see if there's anything that stands out. Okay, on this day, as rose quartz enters your life, you are to be showered in love. Your heart is being expanded to an unconditional giving state, so healing may occur for self and for all of those that are close to you. Embrace yourself in the flame of forgiveness, and your endless light will illuminate the world. Yes, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I love it. In love's infinite fires, I forgive and I am whole. I love it. I think this is really a very beautiful reading with the love and the gratitude. Even though it's apparent there's been some storms, yeah, you're basically on fire. You're like, yeah, look at me. I freaking made it through that. And now I'm so motivated, and I'm just going to go out on a crazy limb here with all this inspiration, and I'm so grateful, and I'm going to soften my approach, how I would be of service, but I'm going to take it into action. Totally take it into action. I totally love this reading. I do. I don't feel we need it, but let's see what happens. We're going to bring in the White Sage Tarot for, we're just going to do the major arcanas. We're just going to pull one and see if the White Sage Tarot cards can give us any final message for this reading that shows us we made it out of the storm and we're now being called to service through our inspirational ideas, and any additional energy that we can add to this reading would be helpful. I'm going to grab that last one that just flipped through there. The Star. Oh, wow. Cool. Very, very cool. Okay, I'm going to read it. The Star. Cleanse, hope. You look up in the night sky and understand you are connected to the stars as well as the ground you stand on. White sage smudging reduces the negative energy all around. This card is a good omen. Enjoy it. It is a good omen. In traditional star, there's a great balance, and you can tell that there's just it's kind of like the rainbow after the storm, the blossoming flower after the murky water. It's kind of the same, the sparkling star up in the sky after you've gone through all this. This is very amazing, and I'm very curious to hear what you are going to be sharing, because this is beautiful, and you'll definitely be rewarded for it. There's no doubt about that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this resonated with you. Please feel free to like if you liked it with the thumbs up. Subscribe down below. And thank you so much, and peace out.